Hi, I'm Andy Schlesinger, president of Andrew Toyota Scion. It's been said that word of mouth is the best form of advertising. With that in mind, I invite you to listen to what our customers have to say.
Whatever I needed, the service was done in great timing, and I was totally satisfied.
A few years back, had extensive damage to one of my vehicles, and fortunately the body shop did such a nice job you couldn't tell it from new. I was very pleased.
Andrew Toyota Scion, 15th and Silver Spring, where customer service is not a department, but our passion.
Focus on Diversity with Troy Shaw.
Hello, I'm Troy Shaw, your host for Focus on Diversity. Let's introduce our very first guest. First, we have Christopher Carter. He is the president and CEO of CCI. Next, we have Angelica Angel. She is a local American family insurance agent. And our good friend, Robert Miranda, who is the president, I should say, the editor of the Milwaukee Spanish Journal. Let's go into our very first topic. A Day Without Latinos 2. On May 1st, we had thousands, hundreds of thousands of Latinos to protest for the immigration laws that are here in the United States. Doing so has created literally a firestorm of controversy on both sides of the aisle. We are going to start with Robert Miranda because, of course, you know, Robert, A Day Without Latinos affects so many different things. A lot of people of color on both sides, African American and Hispanic, and even talked about this. What are your thoughts?
Well, they talked about it because it's a very important topic in the United States. This is a country that has, again, been built on the backs of immigrants. Mm-hmm. Immigrants came here and contributed 100%, 110% to the power of this nation. And in this situation where we have an abundance of immigrants coming now from the Latin American countries who are now making up the predominant bigger numbers of immigrants in this country, we see that there are some changes being made, but changes that are not necessarily in favor of individuals who have shown themselves to be contributing to the economic prowess and to the stability of this country.
Okay.
And again, this is on the undocumented. People out there like to say illegal. But my concern is that when we talk about the undocumented, individuals who have been here 10, 15, 20 years, doing right by the laws, making up for that encroachment into this country's border when they first came here by creating a life that is American, that is stable, that contributes to the stability of this nation, these individuals should be not deported and should not be treated as criminals.
So we should just give them a free pass and let them be Americans.
Nope.
What do you think?
No.
Okay, well, Angelica, I'm going to go right to you because we should give them a free pass and let all the legal immigrants, can we even call them immigrants? All the illegal, undocumented people stay. What do you think about that?
Well, I believe that everybody in the whole United States is an immigrant because remember, the Europeans came here as an immigrants, and we came here as an immigrants. Everybody came here as an immigrants. We are just all immigrants, except I believe that the only owners of the whole land of the United States are only the Indians. And where do we have the Indians? In reservations. And nevertheless, they're gone because they're not being paid attention to, or we don't want them anymore. Now, of course, he said, well, we should have a regulation, but they make it so hard for the Hispanic community to come this way because we don't never have this and we never have that. We don't have any visas, we don't have this, we don't have that. So the only way people can do it is by crossing the border.
But illegally. But Chris, they should just be, hey.
Now, Robert and I agree on some things and we disagree on some points of this here. Undocumented workers who have been here, and I don't want to say workers, individuals who have been undocumented, who have been here for 5, 10, 15, 25 years, who are doing right by the laws of the United States of America. I believe those individuals should be given a process to speed up the process of making them U.S. citizens. Mm-hmm. They are the individuals who are now paying taxes, mm-hmm. who are working and being part of normal United States society. Mm-hmm. Now, the individuals who are coming over the borders now currently illegally, those individuals need to go through the same process that others from India and China and Japan and other countries who want to come and live in the United States. There is a process. Yes, it takes a little bit of time. I have a very good friend who just became a United States citizen. It took him 11 years from the time he left Australia to come here to become a U.S. citizen. but it's a process, and he respected that process. As Robert and I have discussed, the individuals who have been here and have been part of the fabric of the United States of America, those individuals need to be part of our citizenship. They need to be a citizen.
Now, here's my standpoint, because as a black man, what I see going on right now, I say, you know, this is what I say, make them all legal. Every single one of them. Because basically what they're doing right now is bringing down the wages of another brother who's trying to go get a job that they have. And that is in certain cases true. I say make everybody legal, to make those employers who are utilizing Hispanics as slave labor and basically offshooting and disenfranchising African-American young men and women who want to get those exact same jobs, saying, we don't need you because we got somebody who will work for a pittance. And keep in mind, a pittance is a raise to an undocumented immigrant coming into this country. So we're being used on both ends, and African-Americans are taking offense to being traded off by an undocumented Hispanic individual. That's what I mean, what is your comment on that?
Well, that's the way of the American economy since the dawning of the industrial age.
We don't want to hear that.
Right? We have seen that happen when the Irish came in, when the Italians came in, when all the Poles came in. What you're talking about is no different than what has been experienced by European immigrants 100 years ago. What needs to be dealt with is how the industry has broke the laws in hiring the undocumented.
Exactly.
And it's just not the law. All the governors, everybody uses Hispanics for labor in their homes as nannies and cleaning ladies, blah blah blah. But they don't see that. They don't see that.
Supreme Court, there's a woman a few years ago that was going to be a Supreme Court justice. She got hammered hard because she had an undocumented worker as a nanny or a maid for her house for many, many years, didn't pay taxes.
As she should.
And she got hammered.
As she should, Robert.
Yeah, she should have been put in jail. I mean, if you're going to put them in jail for disrupting classrooms, put them in jail for breaking the federal laws of this country.
Exactly, because what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen, is that African Americans and Hispanics are being pitted against one another for competing for a job in such a fashion. I believe so, Chris, for competing for a job for a class that really should go to the open market and African Americans and Hispanics as equals. And that's what's going on here. So I say make them all legal. Make every single one of them legal. And so we can basically have these employers following the true nature of hiring practices of the United States of America.
It's true, because I lived in Georgia for many years. I went to college there. You look in certain areas, and there will be early morning, it's 5, 6 a.m., 30, 40 workers standing around waiting to get picked up in a truck by anybody who is looking for a construction worker or somebody to do landscaping or whatever the case may be. I don't know what they're being paid, but I know that right now there is a big uproar. Governors aren't doing anything. Congressmen aren't doing. Senators aren't doing. The president's not doing squat about this issue. Let's get something done and make it happen.
You're not going to be able to deport 12 million people. And so when we come back, we'll continue on with our diversity discussion. Stay with Focus on Diversity. We're bringing the heat. We'll be right back.
Do you know where you are? Mr. Ryan? Mr. Ryan? Mr. Ryan, do you know where you are?
He could be anywhere, in any corner of the world, where patients trust medical professionals brave enough to hold a life in their hands without hesitation. Where there are people who take what is known scientifically and challenge themselves to go beyond. People who are not just practicing medicine, they are creating it.
Mr. Ryan? Mr. Ryan? Mr. Ryan? Do you know where you are?
He could be anywhere. He just happens to be here.